Hey coders, so basically in today's GFG POTD we have a problem, Pythagorean triplet, and it is basically a medium of problem. And here the problem is given as given an array R, return true if there is a triplet ABC from an array where A, B, C are the different indexes that satisfies A square plus B square is equal to C square, otherwise return false. So basically in the given problem, there we have to check about the Pythagoras theorem, which we have already learned in mathematics also. Like if we have a triangle, let's say the triangle, and if we are actually taking the square of two sides, then it must be equal to the third side. Okay, and if it will be there, then there we can say this follows a Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so here again, here we have to do these things in programming. Here we have to satisfy the condition like a square plus b square is equal to c square. Okay, then it will be true, otherwise we have to return false. Like talking about this thing, here we have an array like 3 2 4 6 5, and if we are making the square root of or making the square of a is equal to 3, b is equal to 4, so after squaring it we are actually getting 25, which is equal to 5 square also. So here, yeah, here we can say it forms a Pythagoras triplet. So similarly, if we're talking about example second here, so this is not actually getting any triplets or Pythagoras triplet, so here we have to return false. Okay, so here we have to return our output is in Boolean form. Okay, so yeah, so basically these are the constraint where array of size must be greater than equal to 1 and less than or equal to 10 to the power 5. And here expected time complexity will be here we have to do with order of n plus max of order of array of I square, and here we have to use auxiliary space of order of maximum of array of I. Okay, and it is asked in Amazon and Adobe type of companies. Okay, and it is completely based on our arrays data structures. Okay, so let's try to solve this question first here. Okay, so the approach is I'm going to explain you about by using this example first, which is 3 2 4 6 5, which I have already written here. Okay, so for solving this question, what we can do here, the approach is very simple. We have to use here set also. Okay, so in the first step, what we will do, we have to create our set, okay, of integer type, and here we can define our sets name as anything. Let's say I'm defining it sets. Okay, or let's say double T for set. Okay, once you define these things, now we need to traverse inside the set. Okay, for int I is equal to 0, I is less than array dot size, and then here what we have to do, increment, and then after that inside that we need to check the condition. Okay, and what is the condition? If array of I, that means here we are talking about the values inside the array, if it is less than or equal to 0, that means we know very well about Pythagoras triplet that they must be positive integers. Okay, so we are here we have to just check the condition. If array of I is less than or equal to 0, then here we have to just simply continue it. That means here we have to just simply skip all those values. Okay, and if it is let's suppose it will not be there, then what we will do, here we have to perform our Pythagoras. So for that, what we will do, whatever the sets we have just created here, we have to do sets dot insert is basically we can set method inside the sets. Okay, which are basically to initialize the value inside the set. Okay, so set dot insert, here we have to insert our set array value, but not only just array value, here we have to store the square of arrays value, okay, inside the set. Okay, so what I've done here, I've just here we have a array with this value. What I've done here, I've created our set. Okay, and we know very about set we have also learned in mathematics also. A set is a well-defined collections of object, and the rules for set is also there, repetition is not allowed and arrangement is also not the main concern here. But in programming languages, what is the main two things here? Here also repetition is not allowed, or we can say that it will store only unique values, first thing. Second thing is that it will sort the given array, okay, by using sets. So if I'm sorting this array, here we're actually getting 2, so internally it will just sort it in this way: 2, then 3, then again 4, then 5 and 6. Okay, in this way, 5 and then 6. So first thing, it will sort this thing while if I'm using array, but here while using sets, okay, not array, by using sets. Okay, so here I'm inserting the square of these values. So by doing these things, here I'm getting 4, okay, and then 9, and then again 16, okay, and then here we have to what, 5 square, which is like 25, and 36. So till here we are actually getting this array with having square values of the given original values, okay. So till here we actually move to this step here, okay, according to the this code. Now once we reach at these positions, now here we need to check that which of the arrays elements form Pythagorean triplets, okay. So for that, here we have to taking the condition, okay. Now here we need to check which element, or just here to check, here we have to just compare and check, okay. Here we need to check about the Pythagorean triplet, okay. If it will be there, then we have to simply return true. If it will not be there, then we have to simply return false, okay. That's all about in this given problem. We don't have to return any value. So for that, what we'll do, again here we have to traverse. So let's say for int a, which is like traversing inside set, okay. Here we have to traverse inside set. Similarly, we have to also create another int b, okay, which is also traversing inside our set. And now we have to check the condition, which one is like follows, or which one is like creating Pythagorean triplets or not, okay. If it is there, then we have to return true, else false, okay. So here we have to check if we are like adding these numbers, let's say 4 plus 9, and if it is like equal to the square root, let's say 9, and which is not there, okay. So this not follows Pythagorean triplets. But if I'm going to check about 9, 16 and 25, okay, 9 plus 16, then it will return 25. So yeah, it will perform, or it will form Pythagoras theorem. So here we have to simply return if a plus b, if a plus b if here we have to check the condition, okay. So here we can select set dot find method. Here we have to use the find method, and we need to check a plus b, okay. If it will be not equal to set dot end, okay, then there we have to return true, else if it will not be there, then we have to return false, okay. Let's try to compile and run. So compilation is completed and it's executed well. So there we have like performed here if set dot find is also a method inside sets, which are basically to check about the values. So here what we are actually doing, here we actually adding two values, like in first traversal we actually adding 4 and 9, but after adding these values, the squares value, we actually not getting our required value, which is not equal to their squares. So this is not the main thing, but here in this given question we have to just simply check whether this array like forming any Pythagoras theorem or not, or performing Pythagorean triplets or not. So if I'm actually at this position 9 and 16, so after adding this we actually getting 25 here. So yeah, here we actually getting, here it will form Pythagorean triplets. So we have to simply return true, else we have to simply return false, okay, which is like not equal to set dot end. It is also a method which is basically should check the last value, okay. So let's try to submit this problem. So I had submitted. So yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.